Again, welcome back to my channel. 12 things women do when they're secretly crushing on you. She laughs at your jokes that aren't even funny. She's suddenly everywhere you go. No, it's not a coincidence. It's calculated, subtle, psychological. Because, when a woman secretly has a crush on you, she won't always say it. She'll show it in the most unexpected ways. Let's break down the 12 hidden behaviors women display when they're crushing hard but don't want you to know it. 1. She mirrors you without realizing it. Ever felt like she's copying you without even meaning to? You lean in and she does too. You fold your arms and suddenly so does she. You cross your legs and moments later, her body shifts in the same direction. This isn't just coincidence or coincidence dressed as courtesy. This is called mirroring. And in the world of female psychology, it's one of the earliest, most primal signs that she's secretly crushing on you. Mirroring is a subconscious behavior. It's the body's way of saying, I'm connected to you. When a woman is attracted, her brain tries to sync with yours, not just emotionally, but physically. Her body subtly aligns itself to match your movements, gestures, tone, even your energy. Why? Because humans, especially women, are wired for empathy and connection. If she's mirroring you, her nervous system is tuning into yours like to radiate the same frequency. Now, this doesn't mean every time someone copies your posture, she's in love. Context matters. If she's doing this while engaged in deep eye contact, smiling more than usual, and showing other nonverbal cues like tilting her head or slightly exposing her neck, it's a powerful cocktail of attraction. Her body is speaking before her words. Let's look deeper. Mirroring creates rapport. Rapport builds trust, and trust is the foundation for emotional intimacy. When a woman starts syncing with you physically, she's creating a rhythm, a shared space, where both of you feel safe, seen, and understood. And if she's doing this without thinking about it, it means her emotional guard is starting to drop. You're entering her mental landscape. This is why most naturals with women are often great at reading mirroring cues. They don't chase validation. They observe. They notice when her energy aligns with theirs. They understand that in these small invisible shifts lies a wealth of information. It's not about what she says. It's about what her body can't hide. Want. To test this theory, try changing your posture intentionally during a casual conversation. Rest your elbow on the table, adjust your position, or shift your gaze. And then see if she does something similar a few seconds later. If she mirrors you consistently throughout a conversation, that's a strong signal that she's subconsciously aligning herself with you and crushing on you. In the end, mirroring is emotional reflection. It says, I feel what you feel. It's in chemistry. A woman who mirrors you is a woman who deep down wants to feel closer, but might be afraid to make the first move. Don't ignore it, recognize it. Use it as an insight into her inner world. Because when a woman mirrors you, she's showing interest the only way she feels safe to, quietly but clearly. 2. She coincidentally shows up where you are. Let's be real. How many times does someone just accidentally bump into you at your favorite cafe, gym, or bookstore? Once, maybe twice. But when it keeps happening, when she shows up in places you casually mentioned in passing, it's no longer it's intention masked as happenstance. When a woman is secretly crushing on you, she often won't confront you with her feelings. Instead, she places herself in your proximity, hoping you'll notice and make the first move. This behavior isn't desperate, it's strategic. Female psychology leans heavily on subtlety and emotion. She wants to be seen, but not too obvious. She wants to be around you, but without risking rejection. So instead of a bold declaration, she'll find ways to show up where she thinks you'll be. She's hoping fate will do the heavy lifting while still maintaining control over her image. Think about it, how would she even know where to go? She remembers your routines. She picks up on details you probably forgot you even shared. I usually go for a jog near Riverside Park in the mornings. Suddenly, there she is, dressed casually, headphones in, pretending not to see you, but not surprised at all when you wave. This move is calculative availability. She's putting herself out there, but just enough to gauge your reaction. If you seem happy to see her, if you strike up a conversation, or smile wide, it gives her hope. It confirms to her that there might be mutual interest. But if you don't react or seem indifferent, she can play it off. Oh wow, didn't expect to see you here. Safe, unexposed. And here's the deeper psychological reason. Being physically close to someone activates emotional bonding, especially when there's already underlying attraction. Studies show that proximity breeds familiarity, and familiarity breeds comfort. The more often you see someone, the more likely you are to feel a sense of connection to them, even if you don't initially realize why. She's not just following her heart, she's triggering your subconscious. So, how do you spot the difference between coincidence and intent patterns? Does she start frequenting spots you mentioned recently? Do you see her more often after sharing your schedule or plans in casual conversation? Does she linger, giving you a chance to initiate? That's no accident. That's a woman silently asking, will you meet me halfway? And if she's doing all this, just to get close to you, imagine what's going on inside her mind, her nerves, her curiosity, her hope. She wants to know you see her, that you care enough to notice her effort. Because showing up unannounced isn't random, it's romantic. When a woman consistently just happens to be around you, it's not a glitch in the universe. It's attraction, intelligent, feminine, and intentional. Don't brush it off. Read between the lines. Because when she's showing up, what she's really saying is, I want to be seen by you. 3. She asks personal but indirect questions. When a woman is secretly crushing on you, she won't always come out and ask, do you like me? That would be too risky. Instead, she'll get curious strategically. She'll start asking indirect but deeply personal questions. What kind of girls are you into? Have you ever been in love? What do you want in a relationship? On the surface, it seems casual, innocent, but make no mistake, these aren't random questions. They're quiet probes into your emotional availability. Why does she take this route? Because female psychology is to seek connection through understanding. She's trying to figure out if there's space in your world for her. She's assessing compatibility, alignment, and values. She's testing emotional waters without having to expose her own feelings first. These questions are rarely accidental. She remembers things you've said and circles back to them. She gently guides conversations into deeper territory, hoping you'll reveal things that bring her closer to your heart. Pay attention to the way she asks these questions. There's often a softness in her tone, a pause, waiting for your answer to mean more than just words. If she follows up with thoughtful or shares similar stories of her own, she's not just making conversation, she's bonding, building emotional bridges without making it obvious. It's a form of emotional reconnaissance. If you say, I like women who are independent and passionate, and she lights up or starts telling stories that subtly align with that description, she's not just sharing, she's adapting, revealing, aligning herself with the version of her she hopes you'll want. This is why understanding subtext is crucial. When a woman is secretly crushing on you, her questions won't just be about facts. They'll be about feelings, preferences, desires. She's trying to decode your romance. And if she starts asking about your past relationships, what went wrong or what you learned, she's not being nosy. She's measuring her own chances against your history. So, how do you respond? With awareness, let her questions guide you, but don't overshare or try to impress. Be calm, be grounded. Give her real thoughtful answers. If Shah's asking, it means she's invested. The question is, are you? Remember, when a woman is secretly interested, her words might be careful, but her curiosity is loud, and in those indirect questions lies her unspoken confession. I want to know you because part of me is already drawn to you. For she remembers the smallest details. You mentioned you hate mint chocolate ice cream 3 weeks ago, and today she brings you vanilla. You once talked about your childhood dog for 30 seconds, and somehow she remembers his name. That's not normal small talk memory. That's someone who's been emotionally invested in you and storing every detail like treasure. When a woman has a secret crush, her brain becomes hyper-attuned to everything you say. The way you talk, your favorite drink, the books you love, the way your voice shifts when you're passionate about something. Why? Because remembering these little things is her way of feeling closer to you without actually getting close. It's how she builds emotional intimacy from a distance. She might not tell you how she feels, but by remembering your preferences, habits, or offhanded comments, she's silently saying, you matter to me. I listen to you. I care about what you care about. This isn't something she forces. It happens naturally when a woman is emotionally invested. Her brain filters out irrelevant information and zooms in on you. That's why even when you forget what you've said, she doesn't. She's tracking patterns, looking for meaning, holding on to the pieces of you that make her feel connected. This also explains why she might bring up something random you said weeks ago. Hey, Didn't you say your sister was moving to New York? Or you mentioned you loved that band? Guess what? I got a kits. She's not just being sweet. She's demonstrating emotional memory, a core feature of attraction in female psychology. Why does this matter? Because remembering details is an emotional investment. It requires attention, focus, and care. And in a world of distractions, someone who's tuned into your life like this is operating from the heart. She's building a mental profile of who you are, not just to understand you, but to fit into our world more easily. Here's where most men miss the cue. They think she's just being friendly or polite. But trust this, women don't remember details about men they're indifferent to. They may nod, smile, on des mice, but they won't hold on to your memories unless they're emotional. So, if she recalls the smallest things about you, even thoughts you forgot you ever shared, don't dismiss it. Don't underestimate the silent weight of her attention. That's not just memory. That's attraction wrapped in care. And in a world where everyone's too distracted to really listen, her ability to remember proves a thing. She's been thinking about you. 5. Her friends know about you. You walk into a room, and her friends suddenly glance your way with raised brows and subtle smirks. One of them nudges her. Another whispers something and she blushes. That's not random. That's not harmless teasing. That's a woman whose private feelings for you have made their way into her inner circle. When a woman is secretly crushing on you, her closest friends almost always know. Maybe not the full confession, but they know there's someone who's got her smiling more than usual, checking her phone, dressing up a little more intentionally. Women are wired for emotional sharing, and their friendships often serve as emotional sounding boards. So, if you're the one occupying her thoughts, you're definitely the one being talked about behind the scenes. Her friends are your secret window into her feelings. If they're teasing her in front of you or asking questions like, "So, is this the guy you told us about?" It's not by accident. It's strategic nudging. They're helping her test the waters, gauging your reaction, creating space for her feelings to surface without her having to be vulnerable alone. Pay attention to the way her friends treat you. Are they extra friendly? Do they try to make her look good in front of you? Do they encourage interaction between you two? That's loyalty in motion. They're backing her silent feelings, giving her the emotional backup to make moves indirectly. Also, notice if she suddenly gets shy, defensive, or flustered when her friends mention your name. That's a clear tell. If she's indifferent, she'll laugh it off casually. But if she's secretly crushing, she'll either freeze, smile awkwardly, or try to change the subject. Classic emotional deflection. The psychology here is simple. If she trusts you enough to let her friends in on her feelings, even subtly, it means those feelings run deep. Women don't risk looking foolish in front of their tribe, unless the man is worth it. So, next time you're around her and her friends, listen with more than your ears. Watch the energy. Decode these smiles. Read the unspoken language being passed through inside jokes, glances, and giggles, because when her friends know who you are, and start acting like you already matter in her life, what they're really saying is, she's already halfwayers. 6. She finds reasons to text you first. She sends you a meme that reminds her of something you said last week. She texts, "Hey quick, question. What's that book you mentioned?" But here's the catch. She already knows the answer. When a woman secretly has a crush on you, she doesn't want to just text. You become her excuse to text. And this behavior is one of the most telling things that her mind's on you more than she's willing to admit. Women tend to be more careful than men when it comes to initiating communication, especially if they're not sure how you feel. So, when she starts texting you first, even if it's under the pretense of something casual, understand this. It's not the message that matters. It's the connection she's creating. These texts often seem harmless. Questions, inside jokes, random updates, but the subtext is loud and clear. "I'm thinking of you." In female psychology, texting is a low-risk way of establishing emotional proximity. She doesn't have to risk face-to-face rejection. She can engage her terms at her pace. But underneath it all, she's hoping you'll respond with equal interest. Pay close attention to how these texts evolve. Do they come during times when she knows you're free? Late nights, slow mornings? Is there a pattern? If she texts consistently over time, it's no longer a random act. It's emotional investment. Also, look at the tone. Is she playful? Is she opening conversation loops you could easily continue? That's her way of keeping the connection alive without pushing too hard. She's throwing the ball into your court, hoping you'll play along. That's here is deep. When a woman crushes on someone, her dopamine levels spike just from interaction. Every notification, every reply, each is a small hit of emotional excitement. She texts because she wants to feel that closeness, even if only for a moment. But here's the key. She's not texting just anyone. She's choosing you. She's trying to make a space in your day, in your thoughts, in your emotional bandwidth. And even if she hides it under emojis and laughter, her heart is more exposed than she thinks. So, if she's texting you out of the blue, using gexcuses to keep the thread alive, or initiating just to check in, it's not random. It's intentional. It's soft pursuit, and it's her quiet way of saying, you matter more than I'm letting on. 7. She laughs a lot around you. You crack a joke that barely lands and she bursts out laughing like you're Dave Chappelle. You tease her and she responds with the kind of giggle that lingers a little too long. When a woman is secretly crushing on you, her laughter becomes her disguise and her doorway. Laughter isn't just about finding something funny. It's about connection. In psychology, shared laughter creates emotional bonding. It lowers social barriers and signals that someone feels safe, relaxed, and open around you. If she's laughing more with you than anyone else, it's not just because you're funny. It's because she wants to laugh with you. She wants to feel good in your presence. Here's where it gets interesting. A woman crushing on you might laugh at your jokes. Not because they're brilliant, but because she is emotionally primed to enjoy your energy. Your presence elevates her mood. Your attention validates her. So even if you say something mildly amusing, her mind amplifies it. That's attraction working in real time. Laughter is also a psychological release valve. When we're nervous or excited, we often laugh to relieve emotional tension. So if she's laughing when there's nothing particularly hilarious going on, it might be her subconscious trying to manage the butterflies you're causing. And then there's the flirtation aspect. Light teasing, playful sarcasm, inside jokes. They're all part of a language women use when they're interested but not ready to admit it. If she playfully rolls her eyes and smiles at your banter or throws witty remarks your way, she's building a bridge. That's flirtation coded inside humor. Watch her eyes when she laughs. Are they locked on you? Trying to hold your gaze even while giggling, that's an emotional tell. It says, I like how I feel around you. I want more of this. Many men miss this in because they assume she's just being nice or sociable. But excessive laughter, especially paired with body language, like leaning in, touching her hair, or lightly brushing your arm, signals far more than friendliness. It's chemistry, and she's hoping you feel it, too. So, next time she can't stop laughing at your barely funny joke, don't brush it off. Read it for what it is, a soft admission. She's into you. She's just saying it with a smile. *8. She plays with her hair or touches her neck around you. Some signs of attraction are subtle, others are primal. And when it comes to nonverbal cues, few are more revealing than a woman playing with her hair or lightly touching her neck. If you notice her twirling her hair between her fingers, smoothing it behind her ear, or running her hand across her neck when you're talking, she's not just fidgeting. Her body is speaking for her. Hair and neck gestures are classic signs of nervous excitement. When a woman is attracted, her body experiences a mild adrenaline spike. Faster heartbeat, increased awareness, heightened sensitivity. Playing with hair becomes a soothing mechanism, a way to self-regulate. But in female psychology, it also has a deep evolutionary root. It's part grooming, part flirtation. She might also expose her neck while talking to you, a vulnerable area. In body language terms, it's a subconscious signal of trust, openness, and believe it or not, submissiveness in the doing it repeatedly only when she's around you, but not with other people. You've become the trigger. That's not just attraction, it's personal. These physical cues often appear when paired with other emotional signs like blushing, giggling, or shifting posture. Combined, they create a web of subconscious behaviors that reveal what her words might never say aloud. Also, if she seems extra aware of her appearance in your presence, adjusting her clothing, checking her reflection in windows, reapplying lip balm, it means your opinion of her matters. She's trying to look her best for you. Now, be mindful. Some women are naturally touchy or expressive, but context is everything. If these behaviors start happening more after she begins to get closer to you emotionally, it's a green flag. Especially if it only happens when you're alone or during intimate conversations. Bottom line, when a woman keeps touching her hair or neck around you, it's not about the hair or the neck. It's a boot though. You make her feel stimulated, nervous, alive. It's her body whispering what her mouth is still too shy to say. She wants you to notice her. 9. She gives you her full attention. You're in a group setting and she's locked in watching you like no one else exists. Others speak, laugh, move around, but their attention never drifts far from you. That's not politeness, that's fascination. And when a woman is secretly crushing on you, her focus becomes laser sharp. In a world of endless distractions, giving someone your undivided attention is the ultimate compliment. And for women, it's an especially powerful indicator of emotional interest. When she likes you, her energy gets pulled toward you. Her eyes track your movements. She remembers your stories. She leans in not just with her body, but with her mind. Here's the difference. With casual friends, she'll multitask, glance at her phone, engage with others evenly. But with you, she listens deeply. She reacts emotionally. She follows up on things you said to go. That's not convenience, it's commitment. Even if she doesn't call a thought yet, her attention becomes even more revealing in busy environments. Is she scanning the room or scanning you? Is she leaning toward you even when others speak? Does she seem genuinely engrossed in your presence? That's not because you're the loudest or most exciting guy in the room. It's because to her, you are the room. Female psychology is wired for depth. A woman secretly in love wants to absorb everything about you. How you think, what you believe, the way your eyes move when you talk about something you care about. Her attention becomes her way of memorizing you. And this doesn't stop when you leave. She replays conversations in her head. She analyzes things you said. She starts understanding your moods and nuances even if you never spelled them out. That's how deep her interest runs. So if she is constantly tuned into you, making space for your voice, giving you emotional availability without demand, in return, understand that you're not just someone she likes. You're someone she's quietly prioritizing, because when a woman gives you her full attention in a world screaming for hers, she's not just listening, she's longing. 10. She finds excuses to touch you subtly. She bumps into you accidentally. Her hand lingers a second too long during a high five. She gives you a playful shove when you tease her or lightly fixes your collar like it's nothing. But it's not nothing. It's off the loudest silent signals in female psychology. Touch. When a woman secretly has a crush on you, one of the clearest signs is her finding small, subtle reasons to make physical contact, not in a sexual or aggressive way, but gentle, low-stakes, emotionally charged moments. These touches are never random. They are carefully calculated instinctive expressions of affection and comfort. Why is touch such a powerful sign? Because it bypasses logic and speaks straight to emotion. Physical contact releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It fosters warmth, trust, and emotion. When a woman touches you, even briefly, she's trying to feel closer to you. She's reaching beyond words to connect in the most human way possible. Pay attention to how and when she touches. Is it only when she laughs? That's joy expressing itself through her body. Is it when you're saying something serious? That's her way of grounding themament, showing support. If she touches your hand, arm, or shoulder during casual conversation, she's breaking the physical barrier to test your reaction and to lower her own emotional defenses. Also, notice her reactions when you tuck her. Maybe a light tap on the arm, or a quick hug. Does she freeze up early on? Does she smile more or keep the conversation going? A woman with no feelings will often recoil or subtly pull back, but if she's crushing, she'll welcome it, sometimes even return the touch. Remember, women are highly sensitive to boundaries and social signals. They don't initiate physical touch unless they feel emotionally safe and drawn to you. So, if she's doing it, especially consistently, and without arrogance that demands it, you're on her mind, and possibly in her heart. Her rests truth most men overlook. Touch is trust. Touch is tension. Touch is stimming. When a woman finds ways to lightly connect with you physically, she's trying to create a spark without saying a word. She's hoping you'll feel what she feels, and in that one small moment, she's risking everything because her fingers say what her voice still can't. I want to be closer to you. 11. She gets jealous but tries to hide it. Chen, another woman in conversation, maybe a coworker, a friend, or someone you met over the weekend. Her smile falters for just a second. Her body tenses. She changes the subject quickly or responds with sudden sarcasm. You probably missed it. But in her world, that was a minor emotional earthquake. Jealousy is one of the rarest indicators of a secret crush, and while most women won't admit to feeling it, their reactions give them away. When she's crushing on you, even the thought of you with someone else ignites discomfort. Not because she owns you, but because she wants you and doesn't know if you her back. Female psychology is deeply sensitive to perceived competition. When a woman sees another female enter your emotional orbit, she begins to analyze: is she prettier than me? Smarter? Funnier? It's not insecurity. It's emotional calculation. She's trying to protect her feelings while gauging how much space she really has in your life. The trick: she won't show it blatantly. Instead, she'll try to mask it with humor, indifference, or distraction. Oh, she sounds interesting or nice. Good for you. But watch her eyes, her posture, her tone. The truth slips through in micro-reactions. A quick glance away, a forced laugh, an unusual silence. Another version of jealousy is when she subtly tries to compete, dressing a little better when you hang out, highlighting her accomplishments, or steering conversations toward her strengths. It's not arrogance, it's emotional defense. She's trying to re-establish her place in your attention hierarchy without looking desperate. And here's something deeper. Sometimes she acts colder after you mention another woman. You might think she lost interest, but in reality, she's hurt, disappointed, uncertain. She may even start pulling away. Not because she stopped liking you, but because she fears she never had a chance. This is where emotional intelligence comes in. Don't call her out on it. Don't tease, just observe. If you sense jealousy, reflect on your dynamic. Are you giving her reasons to feel special? Do your actions match the energy she's giving? Because often when a woman feels unseen, she hides her feelings behind a wall. Jealousy isn't a flaw, it's vulnerability, and when a woman who's normally composed starts subtly reacting to your interactions with others, she's showing you the truth behind the curtain. She cares more than she's ready to admit. 12. She's suddenly super active on your social media. She used to barely react to your posts. Now she's the first to like them. She drops emoji on your stories, reacts to your old reels, or leaves comments with inside jokes. If she's popping up consistently in your notifications, especially after not doing so for a while, it's a sign. In today's digital world, social media is one of the safest, lowest risk ways to show interest. It doesn't require real-time courage. She can test through waters without putting herself in a vulnerable position. And when a woman is secretly crushing on you, your profile becomes her window into your world and her stage to subtly show up in yours. Here's what it looks like. She reacts to your story within minutes. She posts stories that seem like indirect messages aimed at you, songs, quotes, or memes that align with your shared experiences. She might even tag you in content, thoughts, emotional undertones. That's not content strategy. That's emotional proxy. Why does she do it? Because engagement creates visibility. Every time she interacts with your content, she's reminding you she exists. Asterisk, she's staying top of mind without having to be physically present. It's attraction in stealth mode. Any powerful clue is when she starts watching everything. Your posts, your stories, your likes. Even if she doesn't always engage, she's lurking, quietly invested, secretly checking to see if another woman comments, or if you post anything romantic. Social media becomes your emotional radar. But the biggest sign, consistency. If she engages once or twice, it might be coincidence. But if she's consistently liking, viewing, or dropping playful comments over time, it's a pattern. A woman with a secret crush will use social platforms to maintain a thread of connection between you two, especially when face-to-face interaction isn't available. This also reveals another layer. She's trying to read you. She's checking your vibes.